Okay, everybody. So before I go into the story that's been hot actually in the news here in the city of Columbus, Ohio, I just wanted to go ahead and say, go outside. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. The temperature is not too bad. Um, Go out there and please enjoy the sun. Get that vitamin D. It's a beautiful thing to go ahead and get. It builds up the immunity. I know if you're an introvert like me, you like to stay inside, but be and you feel safe. But it's okay. Go outside. Get that fresh air. Breathe it in your lungs. Exhale. Take that moment. If you have a babbling creek or some running water or something that's outside, maybe somebody has a koi pond that's in the backyard. Close your eyes, listen to it. You know, just please relax yourself. It feels great. Okay. Um, but you don't want to have any kind of vitamin D deficiency. Please take care of yourself. Take care of your health, and be good on that. But I also wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to a couple people that I've met on my walk of life early on this, early in my years. The first person I want to give a shout out to is Sister Sherry Smith, um, and her family. Actually, her family was the is the example of of a black family, and they're a beautiful family. Believe me, Sherry was a teacher. I don't know if she still is. She taught at a Catholic school in Charleston, South Carolina. But I also had the pleasure of her tutoring me and helped me out um, when I was younger, and became a little bit frustrated in what was in the school system in South Carolina. But believe me, believe me, I was able to get myself together because of Sister Sherry Smith, and I just want to say thank you so much in the time and the devotion you put in. Uh, it was just absolutely wonderful. Thank you, sister. Um, I also want to say that there was another person that was instrumental. That her name was Teresa Stevenson. She was my fifth and sixth grade teacher, and she was just phenomenal. She put in a lot of work. She was really hands on in a frustrating and poorly run school. And I will say, it was public school in South Carolina. So, but she did best with what she had to work with, and she was just phenomenal, just outstanding. Another one, thank you. So I salute you. But today's story is going to be talked about uh, the Columbus City Schools. Yes, Columbus City Schools. It's been a it hasn't been a big topic. I want to say, well, yeah, it has. It has been a topic. I definitely do want to say that it's been one of those things that has been constantly, beaten back with a stick, and it's been constantly put on the back burners. And these teachers, I don't know how they do it. They've got to do it. If you to be a teacher, you have to do it for the love of the student, and for hopefully changing a few lives. Um, but there's so many things that you're going up against as far as family structure, economic status. Uh, it's just so much that goes into these kids. Um, way of life that you I would definitely say that, yeah, you have the most input on what they do, but it's just that you're given such a limited time range to go ahead and affect that student. I mean, students are in school for you know 7 8 hours, maybe 9 hours. Maybe some of these students are in school for up to 10 hours or 12 hours, depending on if they have an after school sports activity. But it's really difficult in some aspects to go ahead and work with these, and and to work with these kids with the busy schedules that they have. And also, I would say the attitudes are just, some of these kids just. But what's been going on here is that teachers are not in school. Oh. So what does that mean? Okay. Teachers are not in school right now because there's a contract dispute, or I should say discussion, because the contract's getting ready to end at the end of this month. Yes, the end of this month. And the contract negotiations have not gone very good. Okay. You have the CAA president, John Canigliano, or excuse me, I didn't mean to say it like that. It was Caniglio, who's been bartering in on the best on behalf of his union and trying to get everything done. And it's just that the school board, for some strange reason, doesn't want to budge or give anything. And it's just been horrible. And so a lot of things are being affected by this. Number one, the daycares. Daycares are starting to ramp up, and it's going to be a really big effect because all the students and the parents are trying to get back to work and trying to make money so they can have a roof over their head and pay for food and pay for utilities. But somebody's gotta watch the kids while they're doing this. So it's become a really big uphill battle as to try to find resources. For a lot of us, Big Mama was, in some cases the babysitter, but Big Mama's not gonna be doing that all the time, because sometimes Big Mama also has to go ahead and work herself because she needs benefits. She needs a roof over her head. And sometimes, and there's times that disability check or whatever the Big Mama does get, it doesn't do what it's supposed to. So she has to go ahead and do what she has to. And now we talked, we also look at, some of the other things. Parents have to go out and get computers and other resources, tablets, other electronics. So that means forking out more money to make sure that your kids, are able to learn online. Because supposedly that's the way that the education has gone to, is being streamed now, is being online, is, the school board here in Columbus is touting they have more than enough substitutes. Let me tell you something. That's not going to be the absolute one and all solution. Okay? Some of these people are doing it just as a side hustle, and some of these people are just, doing it, they're not doing it for the love of it. They're doing it because it's a job. That's it. It's nothing else but a job, And on top of that, they got other things that they're going to be doing. So the level of care, that they would get from that face-to-face interaction is non-existent, actually. I was going to say very limited, but it's non-existent. Okay? You need that. Students need to have that face-to-face interaction, and it's very important to go ahead and do it. So it's not going to last long. So that's what's been happening. But this has been a fight that's been going on for quite a while. And it's been going on, and I'm going to take it back to 2018. And 2018, I will say that was a very poignant, time right there. Because here in the city of Columbus, you had an election going on for city council and school board at the same time. And it was a really big, it was a big boxing match that was going on. You had, of course, the people from the Franklin County Democratic Party, that were establishments that were implanted, that had their people in place, that had been working and doing next to nothing. Where you had many of the outsiders who were from groups like Yes We Can and Working Families Party, who were trying to go ahead and make changes and do what they can. But, in, things that were coming, it became a big collision is what was going on. Franklin County Democratic Party and the establishment Democrats wanted to keep things as what they were, and the people from Yes We Can and Working Family Parties was, wanted to go ahead and change things up and do things, actually for the people. So it became kind of it became an actual, a legitimate fight, of David and Goliath. And things were written and things were said and done, and it got pretty crazy, and some things came out in particular about the school board, where the school board really gave a slap in the face of the teachers, giving a 1% raise. Yes, 1%. 1%. And a lot of teachers were furious about it. Meanwhile, the same people where you had, the same people who are currently on, who are on the school board now, were on there then. Ramona Reyes, Mike Cole. There was one person that was actually kicked out of the Columbus City School Board, for a lot of for a really ugly scandal that came up, and that person is no longer non-existent. But a lot of people that are on that council have carried on doing nothing. You gave yourself a 30% raise and gave teachers a 1% raise, but you gave yourself all these trips. You allocated all these trips to, Las Vegas and wherever, to these conventions worth $3,000, $3,500, and said, these were business trips. And you went ahead and did absolutely nothing, to where teachers had to pay out of pocket to go ahead and do stuff for the students. And bring in stuff like pencils and paper, and they had to make their own copies. Basically, you told the teachers to kick rocks, when they needed paper to go ahead and do, simple worksheets or workbooks, But it was okay for you guys to do whatever the hell you want. You had a blank check and do what, and well, actually not a blank check. You had daddy's credit card to do whatever. And it just got really ugly. The teachers back then, what the teachers union decided was to go ahead and give a no confidence vote, which means they had absolutely no faith in the current school board members. And this blew up in the news horrifically, and they ended up and actually the teachers union ended up favoring the outsiders, which really blew things up, in a lot of ways. So it's been a battle, like I said, for years, and it actually goes further than that. But I remember that story. I truly do remember that, and it was just truly phenomenal. So this has been going on for a long time, and it's really ugly, and it's sad to see that the school board, the Columbus City School Board, sad to say, hasn't grown up. No, they haven't grown up and matured and done anything that they're supposed to. And this is where I keep telling you people, you need to go ahead and stop putting these same people in, because they're doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to tell you, but, hold on. Let's see what's going to happen. Hopefully, this gets worked out. Meanwhile, stay tuned, okay? Stay safe.